So I've loaded it in game. This is the log right here. If you don't know how to find this, go inside your farming simulator in Documents, My Games, FS22, and log down here. Open that up in here so we can see it. And I have the game loaded up right now. And currently, I can't open the doors. I got a little bit of a texture issue here. I can see everything. All the textures seem to be there. Got to fix some of the leveling issues. Raise these up just a hair so they're not flashing. It's intermixing with the terrain below it. The doors don't open. This could be because the air's in there. But all the textures are there. So we're at a good working point right now for getting this thing in there. Let's look at the log really quick. This one. Okay. Already, right off the bat, there is a error with the store icon. So it's looking for store.dds inside of our FS19 showroom folder. So store.dds. Now the issue that I see here is this one's capitalized and the other one is not capitalized. This is just an error that you're going to get if you don't use the proper way things are done. Okay, the error there, I have lowercase the s instead of a capitalized one. So now this error should go away because it'll be able to find it. Next, we'll scroll down. I hate this part of it, scrolling. That has nothing to do with us. We're looking for warning and error. Warning and error. Warning and error. Found one. Okay. Easy shed diffuse .1.dds. So okay, this bad boy, it's in the wrong format. There's quite a few that are in the wrong format. This is going to take a little bit, but I will show you how to fix a format of that. We'll just hit these errors one at a time, and then some call stacks, and fun stuff. So first up, let's fix the textures. You will need paint.net for this. Alright, so I have located easy shed 01.1 and we are going to just take that into paint.net. We're going to check it out, look at it. I hit Control and R and make sure that these dimensions are correctly. It can either be 2048 by 2048 or 1024 by 1024, as long as they're even, so half of this one, and you can even do 512. So 512, 1024, or 2048. Any bigger than that, it's pointless. So I don't see what the issue is with this. We're gonna hit Save As and change this due to the fact that the dot in there messes with things. We're gonna go save. Okay. So now we need to locate in our actual mod here the location of this texture so we can update it. So we have the editor up. I'm gonna hit save, and then I'm also gonna open in a text editor. Yes. Expand this all the way over. And we're going to do a search for that texture, diffuse raw format. And we were going to change that to the new name, which is just edit. We can delete this old one now. Alright, now let's tackle the next error. So I'm basically going to do that with each and every one of these textures. I'm going to resave them in that new format. If you reverse the video back when I went to go save this, you can see the settings that I used. And then I will get back at you once we hit these index not found and whatnots. So I have them all selected, and I'm just going to open each one, and then I'm going to go through, and it might be size, it might be name. So this is 800 by 600 pixels. That's not going to work for us. So this needs to be more like 124 by 512. Now we'll just hit save. Save as right there. Not going to do any changes in the editor for that one. We're going to look at this one as well. Same problem. It's just not even. The game does not like. See, that one is correct. I'm just going to resave it. Might not be resaved in the proper format. And I'm going to continue to do that for all these textures, and I will be quick. So I have found one that I need to change in the actual i3D, and it's the screenshot, these numbers, and the this. It doesn't like that, so we're just going to call this screenshot 01. I'll hit save it, and then I'm going to locate this, inside of this bad boy, inside the i3D of the showroom, and we're going to change it to the proper texture now. If you notice right here, it says screenshot 703, and we're also going to do the same thing to that 696 one. I just haven't saved it yet. .696. We'll just remember that and do this one now. Here is 696. I'm going to hit Control R. I'm going to make sure that it is the proper close 1024 by 512. Then we'll change it, save as. This one is screenshot number 2. Hit save. That one's done. And I'm just going to keep doing this down the line. So I just wanted to hit pause so you didn't miss that little info. Alright, I have knocked out all those texture issues, and now we can focus on the next little bad boy, the test area. So I didn't set this up, I overlooked this, the test area start and end. And essentially what that's referring to is there is some code inside of here called test area and start, and we need to give this a node where it's at in here. Now from this pressure washer we imported in, it has a test area section, and what it's covering is it's covering from the bottom of the mod to the top of the mod to test the area in game to where it wants to place it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to move this over to here to the far edge of this building, and then I'm going to get test area number 2, and I'm going to move this all the way to the other side, basically going to map its dimensions using 2 points, if that makes sense. Oh, actually I want those parking cones to be considered. Okay, and then because it's up, we gotta lift it now. Imagine like right there. And then I need to move it to the other side. So now they're at completely opposite corners. So the other one's over here and this one's here. And it's gonna use that as a test area. So we will copy this index path. 1. The next one will be that. Into here. Start. Then we'll grab the end one. Into there. That will solve that error now. So I'll hit save on everything, go to the next error. The next error I'm getting here is position reference 1, 2, and 3 that can't find the index. That means somewhere in my XML I'm asking for them and I didn't see it over here. So we're going to locate this and try to understand what exactly it's asking for when we're putting new numbers in there. So position reference number 1 is going to be right here on this pressure washer. Keep in mind, this is what we've imported in. All these data is created for this pressure washer, so it's all going to be based around something simple for us to look at and be like, okay, what's it doing and why is it asking for this? And I think it's asking, where do you want this to be spawned? So position reference 2 is on the wheel, the very edge of the wheel, it looks like. And then position reference 3 is the very edge of the wheel there, with this one, the reference 1, being in the center of the actual pressure washer. So since this is almost the center of the map, we're going to pause for 1 second and check another mod. So because we copied that code from a pressure washer, I don't think we actually need it, because here in this chicken barn, you can see here, I could just copy this here and probably fix that error we're having. Boom, that should solve that error. Now it's not even looking for the positions. I imagine we would only use that if we were trying to put something small like this pressure washer in game. So we're not even going to pay attention to that. You can just find another mod that's close to what you're looking at. This chicken boom doesn't require it. Easy fix. I did find some index errors that they're calling in here for animations. Now this video is not about animations. That's going to be a whole video in its own. But I started looking at the old 19 version of this, and it's actually an error in this one as well. So converting this, I'm not going to convert somebody's errors. So we're just not going to have that lift work, and then later I'll put in one of my in-game lifts that I've created. So you'll have both. So for the time being, to get rid of this error, it's looking for this index path, 520 and 522. So I'll just hit Control C, do a Control Find really quick, find it, it's right there. It's a part of this animated object right here, and it's actually the other error as well that it's causing. So I think when they copied this over, they just didn't know what they were doing, and so we're just going to delete that call. I had a couple other errors right here. The 900, it's basically it didn't code itself. I've left one little spot out where I was supposed to put that. I'll scroll up and show you where that is. All down here to where you see 960 and 900, I just didn't put those in. So as long as these are filled out and they match what it says in GE, then you'll be okay. Moving on to the next error. I think that is all of them covered. I might have missed something. You missed stuff in code reading this stuff here, but I'm going to load it in game and then check the log again. Alright, we got it all loaded up and then exited so I could update the log, and it looks like we're down to just this. Not bad. Just these little errors right here. More texture errors. I must have not saved correctly. Or I might just get rid of those models altogether to get the FX circle shader. So I got to go in there and fix that. It's looking for that shader. See, sometimes it's good just to load it up and then so you can clear your screen a little bit so you don't have to look at all the errors. Have to open up this text document and change that, resave it as a DDS file in the proper settings. And then it looks like invalid vector 3 for placeable part number 2, animated object. So part number 2, the rotation is dinking up. So what we need to do is look at our XML. And I ended up finding the FX circle shader issue. It is located under a folder called FS19 support shaders, and I'm just gonna reroute it to there and see if that fixes the error. If not, then we'll just find what's using it and delete it. So the in-game coding would look like this: data FS19 support shaders, and then it would call the shader there. I'll let you know if this works. feel pretty good about. Let's zip up and try it one last time in the game. Alright, so we got it in game here. We're gonna open up our menu until we find it. I believe it's under tools. Oh, one silly thing I forgot to do, buy the land. And let's see if she works. Let's run over to her and check her out. Hopefully the animations work this time with the door. Nope, I need to update the triggers to make them workable, I guess. Back to the editor. Still locked out, can't get in. But I don't think there's a whole lot of errors left we need to cover. Just need to go update the triggers, it looks like. So we'll go do that. I'm still getting that same error there, so maybe I'm missing something, and I took a look and that's exactly what was happening. Is I was looking at part technically 1. So this is part 0 and this is part 1 and this is part 2. If we look at part 13, which is actually going to be part 14 because this is part 0 and this is part 1. Holy hell, after a period of time I've figured it out. Each part, basically each panel here on line 13 is missing a freaking 0. That's it. Alright, so we got it completely error-free, but the triggers still don't work. So the only thing I haven't done left is delete all the old triggers for all the doors and whatnot, and import in some new ones from another mod in the game. So we're just going to do that really fast and I'll show you how it's done, and I guarantee everything will work just fine when we're done. So I have it open right now. I'm going to go to import in a file, and then I'm going to dig around in the placeables. I'm going to try to track down either the greenhouses or the greenhouses will work because they have an opening door on them, the larges. We're going to import that in. We're going to try to locate where the doors are really fast. Move this to a spot where we can look at it. Okay, so when we walk up to it, we know that this door opens. Trigger. So we want this door. Trigger. We're going to X that out. And we're going to go over to this door here, this trigger. I'm going to hit delete on this one. And then a fast way to get that from the top of the bottom is to click at the top here, hold shift, and it'll click all those. Hit Control X to cut them, re-click back on it, and now there is a door trigger right in front of that. I am going to double check and make sure there's no user attributes, because sometimes when you export these from a map, they come with code in them that'll mess things up. So there are no user attributes. The door trigger's right there. We're going to adjust this a little bit to fit our needs. Probably right about there on both sides. Be perfect. We'll hit freeze, transformations for the scale. We're just zeroing out that, close, and then now we're going to click on the other garage doors, the trigger. We're going to do the replace function, so Control W, click on the door trigger there, hit load, replace. That should be directly in front of the door now. Perfect. And then we're going to do the same thing to the other doors. We're going to do the same thing to the man doors here. I think we're going to go with the stock shape of it. So I'm actually gonna delete this and re-import it back in so I can get the normal size that I didn't zero out. So once we find that door there, just gonna cut that door right out of there. Open up our man door right here, find the trigger, paste it in there really fast. Okay, so trigger, use our Control W to load it into there, and we'll replace it. And then we'll just go right down the line to each one of these doors, doing the exact same thing. Control W, replace, and it should see, like, I'm gonna have to shorten some of these up, and just so they don't interfere with the other trigger, and so they're squared up. But that should work out perfect for us. We're just going to do that to all 9 of these doors, and I won't make you sit through that. Got to go through and do the same thing for all the other triggers in there, like turning the lights on and off and replacing those as well. Now I think I have all the triggers replaced on this. One last little final test here. And there we go. Working garage doors. Those all open. Let's check the man doors. Man doors work. Oh, that's really slow. That door works. Those doors. That one. Sweet. And you can even turn on the pressure washer. Check one last thing. All the textures look nice. There we go. And just in case you don't believe me, there's the log file. That is how you convert a FS19 placeable mod to FS22. And trust me, it took a lot longer than it took you to watch this. Thanks for watching. Hit that like and subscribe.
If you're enjoying Lambo Mod's awesome content, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and visit our Patreon page. Thank you.